Sky Watchers, and welcome to the sky above us. I'm James Albury, and I'm your tour guide to the night sky. Venus and Jupiter are going to have a super close pairing that's been 24 years in the making, and it happens in just 2 more weeks. What am I talking about? Let me show you. Venus is the brightest planet in the sky because it's the closest planet to Earth, and it's completely covered with clouds. Those clouds reflect about 70% of the sunlight that hits Venus. Venus is sometimes referred to as our sister planet because it's about the same size and composition as the Earth. However, the surface conditions on Venus are far different from Earth. The atmosphere is 96% carbon dioxide, causing a runaway greenhouse effect that keeps the surface temperature of Venus at a whopping 854 degrees Fahrenheit, 456 degrees Celsius all the time. The atmospheric pressure at the surface is over 1,300 pounds per square inch, compared to only 15 pounds per square inch here on Earth. And those clouds, which make Venus appear so bright, are not made out of water like our clouds. They're made of droplets of sulfuric acid. So, if you're planning your vacation to any of the planets, try your best to avoid Venus. It's a thoroughly nasty place. Jupiter is the second brightest planet in the sky due to it being the largest planet in the solar system. It's been observed since antiquity, and the ancient Romans named it after the king of their gods, whom the Greeks referred to as Zeus. Babylonian astronomers have records of Jupiter dating back to the 7th century BC, and in his book, The Almagest, Greek astronomer Claudius Ptolemy used Jupiter's motion with respect to Earth to refine his Earth-centered model of the solar system. Both planets are going to put on a show this month, so let's check it out. Okay, we have our sky set up for about an hour before sunrise on April 16th, facing southeast. Jupiter, Venus, Mars, and Saturn will be positioned in such a way that they'll form a straight line across the sky and they'll appear almost equidistant from each other. As we orbit the Sun and our perspective changes, the planets will appear to change position. Near the end of the month, we will have a treat in store because Jupiter and Venus will be so close to each other that they'll appear in the same telescopic field of view. You might remember that Jupiter and Saturn had a similar pairing back on December 21st, 2020. This was called a Great Conjunction, and it happens every 19 years. This is because Jupiter, Saturn, and Earth are in a nice orbital resonance with each other so that every 19 years we get to see the 2 planets near each other in the sky. We share a similar resonance with Venus and Jupiter. It takes Venus a little over 225 days to orbit the Sun, it takes Earth a little over 365 days to orbit the Sun, and it takes Jupiter almost 4,333 days to orbit the Sun. So, approximately every 24 years, Venus makes 39 trips around the Sun, Earth goes around 24 times, and Jupiter goes around twice. That means that every 24 years, Venus, Jupiter, and Earth line up in such a way that from our perspective, Venus and Jupiter appear together in the sky in almost the same arrangement. This time, they'll appear really close to each other. On April 30th, 2022, the 2 planets will appear less than 14 arc minutes away from each other. An arc minute is a unit of measure astronomers use when measuring the angular separation of objects in the sky. We divide the sky into degrees, minutes, and seconds. There are 60 arc seconds in 1 arc minute, and 60 arc minutes in 1 degree of arc. For comparison's sake, our moon is approximately 30 arc minutes in width. We also refer to that as being 1 full moon width, or half a degree of separation. Mizar and Alcor, the visual binary at the bend of the handle in the Big Dipper, have 12 arc minutes of separation. Jupiter and Saturn had half that, with only 6 arc minutes of separation during their Great Conjunction in 2020. So, with Venus and Jupiter appearing less than 14 arc minutes away from each other, that's going to be something you don't want to miss. So, let's check out the progression. We have our sky again set up for an hour before sunrise facing southeast, and we'll start on April 16th, initially advancing our clock 2 days at a time. Here's where the planets will be on April 18th, 20th, 22nd, and then on the 24th of April, the waning crescent moon joins the party. It'll pass below Saturn and Mars on the 25th, forming a triangle with the two planets. On the 26th, it will pass Mars, and on the 27th, the crescent moon will form a crooked smile with the two eyes being Venus and Jupiter. Let's now focus on only Venus and Jupiter. Here's where they'll be on April 28th, 29th, and then on the morning of April 30th, Venus and Jupiter will only be 14 arc minutes apart. The last time they were this close was April 23rd, 1998, and it won't happen again until May 7th, 2046. So, please mark your calendars and pray for clear skies. All right, my friends, get outside before sunrise and check out Jupiter and Venus on the morning of April 30th. Before you go, visit our website, theskyabovus.org. From there, you can watch previous episodes, listen to the Sky Above Us podcast, get the Sky Above Us merchandise, and you can even ask me an astronomical question that I'll answer in a future episode. Super close planetary pairings are a wonder to behold, especially if you remember to keep looking up.